Welcome back to Small Town Hauntings. My name is Bella. I'm a psychic medium, and this person right here is my cousin.
Hi, I'm Nancy.
She is not a psychic medium, but she is an enthusiast of the paranormal.
Yeah, and just a sidekick. Sarcastic sidekick. Right?
Yes. So we decided that in this, we're going to do a little series, it's about 11 episodes or so, of the Warren files. So we're going to go through and show you whether it's the truth, the terror, or if it's actually theatrics. If you're not familiar with Ed and Lorraine Warren, they are pretty much the ones that started off this whole paranormal investigating thing.
The godfathers of paranormal investigators.
Ed was obsessed with trying to prove that the devil really existed. His wife was a clairvoyant, Lorraine was, but there's been a lot of different speculations about the Warrens, of whether a lot of their cases, if they were actually legit or if they were just made up. So we're going to go through it, and we're going to tell you about the good, the bad, and the ugly of them.
And many of their cases have been made into like major motion pictures.
Yeah, and many of them have also been debunked as not being what they said they were. So we're going to go through them, and we're going to go through the more famous cases, and we're actually going to go through some of the not so famous cases either, where they wouldn't be able to. But basically, we're going to get into that. So we're going to start off with the very first case, which is the Annabelle case, the Annabelle doll.
The Annabelle doll.
The Annabelle doll, the doll that didn't blink.
Well, she's a Raggedy Ann doll. She wouldn't blink.
Yeah. But the one thing that is irrelevant, like if you're actually paying attention to the news right now, Lorraine died probably a couple of years ago, whatever it is. And so they're starting to take some of her stuff from the museum.
They just moved Annabelle, didn't they?
Yes, they're taking Ryan Buell, who actually, if you're into the paranormal stuff, he used to host Paranormal State, and he got heavily into drugs and was doing bad for a while, and now he's on the mend. But he's hooked up with somebody, and now he's taking the Annabelle doll on a tour throughout the country.
And didn't they actually say she was just in New Orleans, and that's why they say like 6 inmates have just escaped from New Orleans? There was like a
the house that she was in. It burnt down. Burnt down. It was a plantation or whatever that she was in, or some kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she was there, and it burnt down. Now, the Warrens had always said, do not move Annabelle from the museum. Like, do not take her out. And here they are taking her all over the place. And so, the doll itself is unassuming. It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
It's the energy that's surrounding with it, that's attached itself to it. So that's the problem. So since they've taken her, I mean, things have been happening. Is it Annabelle? Is it not? I don't know.
I would bring her back.
Yeah. So let's reopen this case and let's look at it. So let's get some history here. So in the 70s, in 1970, a young nursing student received a Raggedy Ann doll as a gift. Soon she found it was changing positions. It was leaving creepy notes and eventually showing signs of violence. Violence?
Well, yeah. What is
it was missing her Andy.
Probably.
According to 2 demonologists, this wasn't a toy. It was a demonic vessel, but it was really haunted. But was it really haunted, or just heavily hyped?
Okay, so like you said, it's in the 1970, I guess to be exact, in Connecticut. It involved Donna, the nursing student, Angie, the roommate, Lou, Angie's fiance, and then obviously Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah. So Donna receives a Raggedy Ann doll from her mother. I don't know, was it a birthday gift or?
I don't know. It's a weird thing to give to an adult woman.
A Raggedy Ann doll, yeah. The doll starts moving on its own, showing up in different positions. handwritten notes. Who's writing these notes? Like, appear around the apartment that say, help us? Help us?
Andy's
Must
like,
be Andy.
help
Yeah,
us.
it's like, hey, get us out of here. Lou reportedly attacked by the doll, claw marks on his chest, vivid nightmares. A medium claims the spirit is of Annabelle Higgins, a young girl, is attached to the doll. But why would she be so violent?
I don't know.
The Warrens disagree that it's not a little girl, but a demonic presence seeking possession. Then they take the doll, bless it, and place it in the occult museum locked behind glass. And here she stayed until apparently
Until not that long ago.
2025.
Yeah, I don't understand who's writing these things and how Annabelle's able to hold the pen.
Yeah, I'm thinking Lou doesn't want to marry Angie anymore.
You know what this
So he's like writing notes.
It reminds me of a really bad case of Toy Story where Andy, there's a snake in my boots. Now, if it was him, I would have Woody for sure.
I'm thinking it's Lou because Lou said he's been attacked. Lou doesn't want to marry.
It's always
Angie
Lou.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, no.
Okay, so this is the good, which if they're any good, there's good. Multiple witnesses shared consistent experiences. The Warrens documented their version of the case. The doll remains locked in a glass case with a warning sign claimed to be still active. And some visitors to the museum allegedly experienced accidents after disrespecting the doll. So apparently, if you disrespect the doll, she would make you get a headache. Different things. People had gotten into accidents.
And this is why this is disrespect. She probably doesn't want to be moved around.
Well,
Like,
that's what happened. You didn't learn?
I think that's what happens with stuff like this. People stop believing or they don't think it's real, and then they start messing with it.
Yeah. So I just, it's crazy. So is it me that continues?
That's what you had said.
Yeah. So the bad is there's no physical or photographic evidence of the doll moving or writing notes. All the information came directly from people involved, no third-party verifications, and Annabelle Higgins has no traceable backstory or death record.
Oh, they only have a record of the little girl? Wow.
And the medium involved was never identified publicly. So there's quite a few different, things in the...
But at the same time, there's too many coincidences with this doll.
Yeah, but there's no real proof.
That it's the doll.
Yeah, nobody's seen the doll move.
I guess, if
you're getting up through the night and you're putting the doll somewhere else.
I mean, who's to say that somebody didn't just set the plantation on fire this year?
Yes, if they know they knew the reputation of the doll.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of.
That is the thing, but respectfully, of course, we're saying this. If Annabelle's watching, respectfully, we're just
we're just saying.
Yeah, we're just saying.
Yeah.
So, as we already said, the ugly part of it, the actual doll is a Raggedy Ann doll. So, yeah, not scary on her own at all.
No.
For the film franchise, though, Annabelle was pretty terrifying. Wasn't she like I remember we went to go see it with a bunch of friends. Pigtails, and she was like porcelain and looking.
Yeah, and she had a sinister look to her face.
She had sinister.
So, me as Donna that receives the doll would have been like, what the hell, Mom?
What's wrong with you, Mom and Dad? Why am I getting this?
Of all the dolls that are out there, why would you give me this one?
Right.
Do you not like me?
Yeah. So clearly that was.
If that was the one I got, I would have 100% believed that she would have been possessed.
Yeah, but not a Raggedy.
No, not at all.
Critics argue the case was sensationalized to bring attention to the Warrens and their museum, and despite its fame, there's little hard evidence to back up its haunting.
Yeah, it's very. It's. Nobody has really seen it, and now they're bringing Annabelle out on tour, and it's like now they're starting to have different things. But
although sending a plantation on fire is pretty drastic.
Yeah, well, but if the plantation, what did happen there?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, so who knows? There's no really evidence for it. There's no evidence for it. There's some evidence against it. So I don't know. Final thoughts are Annabelle may be one of the most famous haunted objects in the world, but the lines between legend and fact are blurred. Whether it was vessel for something darker or just a doll caught in a good story, one thing's certain, fear is a powerful force.
True. A lot of things are driven by fear.
Yeah.
Fear and greed.
If you're putting a doll in the case and you're saying that doll there, it has some power and it can do things to you and do bad things to you. If somebody believes that enough people believe it, yeah, you're going to feed that. So it might not start off as something bad or a vessel for something bad, but then it can turn into that because of all the energy that people are sending it.
Oh, that's true enough.
Right?
But a lot of people do believe that maybe the Warrens used it to benefit their own cause.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, the Warrens use that a lot. I mean, they're very highly respected in the paranormal world. I never had a chance to meet either one of them, but I've heard good. I've heard the good, the bad, and the ugly from them.
Right.
I mean, if they needed a way to get their causes heard or a way to get something there, I mean, I'm not saying that every case they came up against was like this or was debunked, but probably a lot. Right?
I don't know.
There might have been an element of paranormal in all of the cases, but not to the degree that they said. Who knows?
Again, respectfully.
I mean, Annabelle did have, I mean, there was 5 people living in this house, or 3 people living in the house. Yeah. So it was not unheard of that the doll would be moved by one of them.
Or notes written to scare the other.
Yeah, to scare the other. Like
I still put my finger on Lou, who just wanted to get out of his.
Didn't want to get married,
and maybe he wanted to get with Donna. I don't know. You know.
Well, I don't know who. Oh, Angie's. Yeah,
we'll go with that. Love triangle.
Maybe they were trying to get rid of Angie.
Maybe.
Donna's like, help me.
Yeah, help us.
Help us.
Help us.
Help us move you on.
Yeah, but if anybody out there, if you've actually, visited Annabelle, or you have your own personal stories of Annabelle or any other haunted doll, just don't send the dolls to me.
No, we don't want to see them.
Don't mail the dolls. Just email their stories to smalltownhauntings@outlook.com, and maybe we'll feature your story on a future episode.
Yeah, that'd be great. So that's all for us today. So tune in next week when we'll be reviewing another one of the Warrens cases and giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But until then, stay spooky.
Stay spooky.